The Shorekeeper is an HP scaling healer, buffer, and
the reverberation of everything in this world.
Let me help you navigate the web of words that is her skill descriptions with empirical data. Conveniently, that is the name of one of her skills, although you probably won't be too worried about this mechanic unless you're quite literally built different. You'll primarily be focused on using her skill and ultimate abilities for healing and buffing your characters. You'll also want to play around her intro and outro skills, making sure to level her intro skill, Discernment, as much as possible. You heard me right. Intro skill. It's her most powerful damage-dealing ability, provided it's cast within Phase 3 of her ult. We'll get into that in a second, but now that we have the big picture, let's zoom in and take a look at some of the finer details. Her basic attacks perform up to 4 hits, and her mid-air attack does a plunging attack. Every normal attack grants a collapsed core. Her charge attack allows you to zip and zoom around as a butterfly, at the expense of stamina. While in butterfly form, she can automatically gather plant collectibles that she comes in contact with. Shorekeeper's resonant skill can be cast on the ground or in the air. It heals all allies and summons 5 dim star butterflies that track and attack enemies. Shorekeeper's Resonance Liberation creates a field that has 3 phases with increasing buffs and effects. Phase 1, Elementary Stellar Realm. Phase 2, Sophisticated Stellar Realm. Phase 3, Released Stellar Realm. Phase 1 continuously restores HP for all allies every 3 seconds. Phase 2 is activated by triggering an intro skill. It grants all the effects of Phase 1 and buffs the crit rate of all allies up to a maximum of 10% crit rate. Phase 3 is activated by triggering an intro skill while already in Phase 2. It grants all the effects of Phase 2 and buffs the crit rate of all allies up to a maximum of 20% crit rate. Her intro skill has 2 variants. Her base intro skill restores HP to all allies and summons 5 dim star butterflies. These butterflies automatically target and attack nearby enemies. The second variant of her intro skill is Discernment. This ability heals all allies, and this is her most powerful single instance of damage. It is considered critical resonance liberation damage. To perform it, use her intro skill during Phase 3 of her ult. A point of note is that Discernment ends her ultimate state. Her outro skill is amazing. Just by swapping, she buffs all allies' damage by 15%, so long as Dim Star Butterfly is present. Speaking of Dim Star Butterflies, what else can they do? If you're being juggled by an opponent, it allows you to press dodge to escape at the expense of 1 butterfly. This effect can be triggered up to 5 times. Inherent Skill 1 is awesome. If another team member receives fatal damage, Shorekeeper revives them with 50% HP, with Shorekeeper then losing the same amount of HP she grants to her ally. Inherent Skill 2 increases her energy regen while her ult is active. She'll also receive an additional boost in energy regen if Rover is in the party or while in Black Shores. There are multiple build paths for Shorekeeper, but perhaps the build that most of you will find useful is her crit buff healer build. For this build, I recommend Rejuvenating Glow with a 4-3-3-1-1 build. A top choice for the active Echo is Fallacy of No Return. Use healing bonus for the 4 cost, energy regen for the 2-3 costs, and HP percent for the 2-1 costs, focusing on HP percent and energy recharge for the substats. The recommended energy regen echoes can be subbed for HP percent, provided you have enough already from substats, weapons, and other sources. Her best in slot is her signature, Stellar Symphony. This weapon is amazingly overpowered. Not only does it provide the stats for healing and energy regen, it also increases your entire team's damage output. The next best option is the 4-star Variation. It provides tons of energy regen and is a good replacement for her signature weapon. Today, I won't be going over all of her resonance sequences, but I will be telling you what I think the best stopping point is, and that is sequence node 2. While I don't think her sequence 1 is super appealing, it is a necessary stepping stone to get to the rest of her sequence nodes. Sequence node 2 creates yet another way for her to buff the team, and as always, if you're pay to win, you already know what to do. Shorekeeper is an amazing addition to any team. She helps you hit harder, keeps you safe, and helps you zoom around the map. If you don't have her yet, she's definitely a character worth getting. I really hope this could help you get some direction on how to use and build her, and if it did, please consider liking and subscribing. That is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you in the waves. Peace.